Everybody here to the CSGO Championship Series. I'm Toby1, joined by Sadicus as we're going into our final map of the night. It is Cache, where we have a map which I didn't think we were going to get to, really.
I didn't think we were going to get there either, and that's not the prediction after the first map. That's because we thought Fnatic would be done with this already.
Yeah.
And obviously they didn't wake up in time.
No. Well, we did realize they're rusty, haven't played since ESL 1. They come in. And it takes half a map for them to get ready for it all. Maybe 3/4 of a map if we're going to be really honest with it. But they were looking really solid in the last one. I do feel that FlipSid kind of dropped off their game in the second map. They were playing better CS.
And that's kind of where my point was, that the scoreline, based on how poor their CT was, they're a team that I actually think, and especially on a map like Mirage, it might benefit them to start out T-side. They're so much better at it on that map. And if they get those 4, 5, 6 rounds T-side, I would expect 6, 7 out of them, to be honest, even against a team like Fnatic. I'm not going to lie. I really think, especially if they get a pistol round, I really think that they're a team that could put up those kind of numbers against anyone T-side Mirage. Then they've got confidence going into the next round. And then at least, hey, even if you lose, the scoreline doesn't look so bad, but you only pick up 6 rounds, or I think it was 6 in the end. It was
yeah, I think it was 6.
That's right, 6 in the end. It might have been 5 either way. I can't remember at this point, but it just doesn't look as well, and they didn't have any confidence going forward. They didn't have any momentum. They didn't have any motivation, and I really do think that them starting out T-side would be perhaps a better decision. But now we get Cache.
For me, I'd like to see if Fnatic are going to take this one. I'd almost want to see Fnatic start on T-side.
Well, we'll see. Like, I mean, I don't think it matters as much on Cache. Again, I think it's actually would come down to FlipSid being the team that needs the better start. Fnatic's going to play through any sort of condition at this point. They're awake. They look like they're alert. This map, you're definitely going to see double ops come out for both sides, no question about it. And obviously it requires the A site, which is quite open on the way in. Requires a little more execution with smokes. You want to see them on the backside, and they've got to clear out on angles, various angles. But I really think Fnatic should have a pretty easy job. I'll say something like 16-7, 16-8 for this, but I think Fnatic's firmly in this now. They're not going to give us a scare like they did on Inferno.
See, for me, I'd say if FlipSid can win the first pistol round, then I think it might even get closer. Like, we're looking at 16-12, 16-13. Because I think FlipSid still have a lot of potential, as you were saying. Like, they can take a couple of rounds if they can get the momentum. But if they don't win the pistol round, then I'm almost going to say this is going to be like a 16-6. You're going to lose momentum, you're going to lose focus, you're going to lose control, and Fnatic is just going to walk right over the top of you. And if Fnatic is on the T side, and they're the ones that get to play aggressive, I think that's going to suit them a lot more than just sitting back waiting for FlipSid to dictate the pace of this game. And even actually, then again, maybe if Fnatic do run the CT, they can play very aggressive up in mid, make sure you control the jump box and the cubby next to it, control the vent access, and basically make sure FlipSid would never be able to reach checkers.
Yeah, and I do agree with mid control being really important. Obviously, your execution as T in general as a whole is important, but some teams actually favor just going in for straight executions through the mains. Usually when you go B, you're going to run someone through vents, but sometimes you get all 5A, and usually it's very easy for the CT team to read that. If you don't see a lot of mid presence, you're probably going to see a lot of A takes. So you've got to be adaptive to that. You've got to have your player on highway ready to swing up and join your players that are already there, and maybe leave one toward B as opposed, or maybe just have your Z player come out of mid a little bit further and work onto highway and run no one directly in that mid position. So it all comes down to reading your offense early and trying to figure out their subtle nuances of how they're going to play the map.
Well, let's find out as we get ourselves underway for the third map and final map of the night. The winner of this will go through into that winner's bracket final to face up against Team Solo Mid. The loser down to the lower bracket final will be the first match starting at 18 CET tomorrow up against Navi. So let's find out. FlipSid, the aggressive ones. They're going to run 2 through A main, 3 going up through A long, but look at that push up already. Olaf as well as Pronax, they're coming up to try and contest up on long, and they're going to bring down 3 players. At the same time, the T's have managed to take out the A main, which means Fnatic get themselves even flanked, leaving only Flusher, that poor B floater, and 1 bullet is all it takes from Simple to get that kill.
Great start.
Brilliant.
That's exactly what they want.
It looked like it was going to go wrong when the A long was kind of screwed up, but the fact that A main still succeeded, it then pincered that Fnatic aggressive push Are they down?
And they've got to get in and get these situations and keep good men alive to hold on to the site. If they get in with poor numbers, Fnatic's going to retake sites every single time. JW, again, okay, so now we're seeing what we kind of saw in Inferno. They get a little bit aggressive with this second round buy regardless. So JW's gone for the Mag 7. Pronax with the Scout. This could bite them. We could see another situation similar to Inferno if they don't control their impulses to buy early on.
Yeah, they need to hold these choke points more than anything else. That's the reason for this buy-up. They can get the picks, they get the weapons, and then they take a really big advantage into the next round. Also, they've boosted up JW, so he's able to watch A main from on high. Bondic has managed to take out the mid, so he's up a box. Pronax is going to scout him out, quite literally, with that scout. Moving back to truck. And JW knows now they've lost ramp, he has to move off the boxes. Markelov's still looking to push in through long. As Olaf is the first one to get the frag. He's moving up for the gun, and World Edit wants to contest him. Olaf has to back himself out for the moment as flashes fly around. But as Blade, who's the man who's moved all the way up to the B side, well, Schneider dropping from above. The nade does still connect.
Yeah, that bounce nade landed pretty much on his feet. 41, I think he'd lost only about 9 HP before that, so.
The A plant's going down.
Yeah, they pulled everyone off of it. Olaf's in middle. Blade and Bondic are going to actually boost in reverse to go through the vents, and they're going to exchange. It's Olaf that gets the better, but Blade realizes that, turns immediately, takes him down, so that's one less player to go for this retake with. Pronax still has this scout, though. The question is, how fast can Blade get there? He can't, so he's going to leave them in a 2-on-2. The good news for him is they're actually falling back toward B. He's in a good place to get these exit kills.
Yeah, but they're looking for him. Flusher can hear him running.
Pronax is the only one with a gun that's worth anything. He's going to head in toward vents right now, so Blade's going to spot him. Oh, can't get the kill as we see him firing away. Still not able to get it. World Edit will from the front side. And Markelov, okay, will take down Flusha. Not as important, just a P250, but the scout gone does kind of hurt.
Yeah. And Fnatic, because they bought before, they've got a heavy eco this time around. Not a single thing. Well, actually, I would say that as I see one pistol being purchased up by JW. As well as Olaf as well. Okay, so they've got 2 different types of pistols, and that's it. There's not much more to play with. But they're going to boost themselves over mid. See if they can take it. Blade moving very aggressively up through vents. As JW scouting out World Edit. It's having a peek through A main. Schneider having to be very, very patient. Waiting for Blade to come down into checkers. He's sitting inside the vents for the moment. And Schneider will drop. Blade have to take a lot of damage. Same with World Edit and Pronax. Again, this aggressive flanking push coming through long A. Considering JW's already found 1 kill, and Olaf taking out 1. Cannot get the second, however. Markelov gets the advantage as well as the AK back into his hands. But we're into a 3-on-3 situation on Fnatic's pistol round. And Flusher is the only one defending on the B side. Then again, JW going to pop through the vents. Oh, there's your Molotov. That's going to keep him at bay. The plant, Bondic jumping in pretty deep. He's like, oh, hello. There's a CT player in there. Flusher's going to kill him, so the bomb is down on top of the site. Blade will be able to clean it up, but in through the side, Pronax.
That all came down to JW through the vents. All he did was come out, pop out. They didn't get that first kill when he showed himself initially, and then they assumed there was no one at B. Because of that, they all got distracted. They all got tunnel vision, and Bondic ran in without checking his angles, dropped in the back of sight. Round was over. Fnatic with a great, I wouldn't even call it a retake, just great presence of mind to be able to hold those positions, and like I say, JW popped out at exactly the right moment. So we'll still see guns come out because FlipSid had enough money to work with. Good damage dealt to Bondic already, but there's 5 M4s now for Fnatic are actually the more powerful. The equipment value is dead even according to our chart at the top, but I'd say Fnatic's got the advantage right now, and they're holding aggressively. A World Edit, yeah, that's the only thing equalizing it, and it's going to take down Olaf Meister. So good start to the round, but they've got to do more than just that. They've got to watch out. Schneider's in the vents. That holds off your mid. They've got smokes back on the deep highway and on the Z connector. That actually pulls Pronax off of A, so they may find a gap over in that area of the map. They've already got 2 up and over the boost too, so this will give away that there's no one there.
Whenever a gap is up, now we see Fnatic. They try and open another hole, but
Simple needs to call it right now. They just lost 1 at B, and Simple saw 2 when he popped out of the vents. He needs to call go A right now, and they will. If they're running up highway, good call.
But look how far Schneider's going over. Maybe not fast enough because JW only picked up Markelov. Simple is getting caught out at Tractor.
Pronax is going to be on World Edit's heels before he gets out of A main. This flank's going to happen. Doesn't even matter. Flusha gets the kill, so Bondik's all that's left, 1-on-2.
He doesn't have the bomb.
He doesn't have the bomb, and he doesn't have any smokes or anything at all to cover his cross, so Flusha gets the kill. 2-2, Fnatic, good gun round.
They got the AWP as well. Pronax was able to pick it up before the end of the round. So now this mid is such a horrible place for FlipSid to move up. I'm actually wondering too, like who's that? It's in the hands of Olaf. Does he peek for the mid, or is Olaf going to be looking for that early B pick? Where's he headed? He's looking for mid. And Pronax gets to hold in a little bit closer. Already taking out Simple. That smoke not able to provide enough cover. And Bondik will be moving up through A main. He's there with World Edit, but JW and Pronax already in position. And in fact, they're going to boost themselves up in event. So Schneider is able to watch that mid very, very closely. This will be a brilliant pick, brilliant entry if they can make this work. But JW's coming in. He wants to have a look around. He knows there's 2 in main. So he's looking for just that pick. And yep, that's one. Probably be thinking there's going to be a second. And Pronax going to have to give him the cover, and he's going to. They still lose JW. But the AWP is saved by Pronax. And only 1 gun loss for Fnatic. That's still a decent round for them.
Yeah, not bad at all. And I like the early presence. Again, they're not running directly to A. They're running Pronax through middle. He got that first kill on Simple. Of course, we're up against pistols here, so easy fight for him. But it just shows that they're going to have that dynamic play that I talked about. And let's look at this time. They're going to have 3 mid. All going mid. They're going to go for this boost, and they walk perfectly. They walk at the right time. Otherwise, they get heard. This is knowing the map to a T. Fnatic up and over. Olaf with the kill. They're going to spot the bomb. Olaf knows it's there. He's just got to sit back and hold the angle.
Yep. Wait for the guy to come down from A main. He's on the left. And Bondik wasn't ready for it. The Flash is trying to clean out A main. As Olaf's already on pretty low life, and that's a very efficient and clean round for Fnatic. FlipSid, not the round they were searching for. And money becomes tight once again for FlipSid. 4-2 in favor of Fnatic. This is not what I was expecting. With the early pistol round from FlipSid, I really thought that Fnatic would struggle to squash the momentum of FlipSid. But just a couple of good players, good rotations. And Fnatic are getting the upper hand. And here comes the quick push. This is going to be a big play for Flusha if he can get it. And already starts to spray up. The Flash is coming in, checkers. 2 blind CTs trying to defend from that one. Simple running the bomb up. Can he get there in time? Schneider taking out 2, looking for the 3rd, needs to control. Can't do it, but Olaf will wrap it up. So 2 players lost to Fnatic as FlipSid attempt a B rush. They were still on pistol round, and now they can buy up. World Edit needs that early pick, though.
I mean, they need to get map control at all. Obviously, that time, Fnatic, brilliant push up middle with 3 players there initially. 1 to cover off, the other 2 smoke out, easily get up. Like I said, walked at the right time, and round fell to them. Again, they're going to go for this 3 early. Schneider's going to get to the vents. So important to get someone in, at least in checker room if you're going to hold it from the B side. But by having them in vent gives you even more versatility because you can also help out. There it is. There's that pick you're talking about, though.
Yeah.
World Edit finds it. This forces Pronax back over to A. But they've still got this reverse boost set up right now. They can still catch out FlipSid if they're not careful.
Oh, Blade, he's already getting attacked by it, but they don't find the pickup from the boost. JW's movement, by the way, he was very aggressive trying to look in with that AWP into A main.
I think they know World Edit's fallen back to cover off that boost. I think they know Olaf's there. They do, yep. Easy shot. Nicely played. Olaf got 1 more before that, but that takes him down. Now we've got a 2-1 split. It's actually A that the Fnatic players are stacked up on, though, so this is going to be very interesting. They need to find out this information fast and make the decision, or just do that. World Edit, nice shot. Snyder down.
And this guy is so lethal with that AWP. And here comes the Flash, just keeping him blind. Flusha can't see anything. Pronax sitting on the other side. He's basically breathing down the neck of Markelov, who's on the door to his left. And now he sees legs. Tries to spray through. He does succeed. Switches over to his teammates M4 as the T's are starting to drop on down. And it's all up to Flusha. He's coming in from on top of the ladder. Catwalk.
Position given away with that shot.
He needs that pick. Where is he? He knows one's going to be looking on the right and one on the left. There's the one on the left.
Don't peek him. They just don't need to peek him right now. Especially where he's got the confidence after that first kill. Good play, World Edit. Collects the round with 4 kills to his name. Back to the Inferno form, but they're still 2 rounds down.
Still enough cash.
And
Double
we're gonna see
orbs.
double op, yep.
JW as well as Olaf buying big. Does Schneider pick up a weapon as well?
He does,
Yeah,
yep. He's got the M4.
Okay, so it's a full buy up from Fnatic. Like a full buy up.
So JW's going to have one at A,
to mid.
and Olaf's going to have one at B. The rest are going to, so they're going to hold with the ops and then play for this mid control with the rifles. And Olaf's already got World Edit. They're mowing them apart. This is just falling into their hands right now. Flusha with one, as with Schneider, and only Markelov and Blade remain.
And with JW already looking for the flank, there's no way out. Flusha moves so quickly up through mid. The fact that Olaf got such a big shot on that B side, FlipSid didn't even know what hit him.
And that double op works so brilliantly because there's such easy angles to hold with the ops inside each bomb site. You put the 3 rifles in middle. The only way the round goes badly is if you're 3 rifles. You have 3, keep in mind, in one concentrated area. If they lose the battle, then you lose the round. All they have to do is be able to stay alive. And even if they don't come mid, even if they take a site, you have such quick rotations out of mid. Through the vents, you pour in. You can even run through the garage, get behind them at B just as quick, or all 3 come back up highway and they're in A just like that.
Oh,
And
JW.
JW, 2 up close at A. Easy work for him. Make it 3.
And that's going to be it. And JW, he got picked off for that 2 rounds ago. But it doesn't stop him from trying again. He goes big, and FlipSid goes home. But FlipSid now, they can buy. So they had to go through that round. They knew something could go horribly wrong, and that was exactly it. But 7 rounds to 3 Fnatic. Quite firmly in control of this game. As we get a little bit of nades, flashes coming down that mid. They're going for the boost again. The T side, FlipSid that is. Well, Markelov as well as Olaf and World Edit end up in this battle for B supremacy. In fact, look how far Olaf's coming up. He's walking inside the smoke. But World Edit's already moved into mid, and this should be flagged by Olaf. Got the pick up on JW. Flusha, he's so far up. He's actually in a great position in mid. Waiting for these boost players to come over. Okay, maybe not that great. He's able to pick up one Schneider. Levels the playing field a little bit in the mid. Nice position for Bondic, sitting over the top of the smoke, taking out the rotating Olaf. And that just leaves Schneider. Left, takes out one. Bondic to drop. And Markelov will not be done out. Not by Bondic, or by Schneider. No time to get the extra money in for the planner. And that's going to be 7 rounds to 4. Fnatic still have the advantage. But FlipSid is starting to build some momentum as well. Even though Fnatic are,
again, though,
they're so big, they bought double ops again.
Yeah, of course. But this is going to slowly dwindle them down. After this round, they've essentially got no more to work with. Flusha, the only one in a good spot in that regard. But FlipSid, T-sided team, 7 would be the minimum I would hope for them. A nice smoke through. JW tries to go for that pre-shot at A
needs
main.
help. He needs a lot of help right now.
He'll get it. Pronax is on the highway. As soon as the call's made, he'll be there. Flush is next in line to get there, but it's going to be a 2-man hold, and they're going to have to do this brilliantly because the smokes are already out, so Pronax is pushed back.
They don't know he's there. He takes one, needs to find the second in main. He does, looking for the third. Can't get the initial pick.
Get out of the way. Markelov's stuck in the way. Simple doesn't move. Markelov gets caught out, but at least he gets the kill to save his own life because JW could have had them lined up in front of him. Nice push through the smoke by Bondic. That's a good kill, but look at the retake from Fnatic. It's all left to Bondic. He's got 100 HP to work with, but he's already defusing. Bondic needs to get there. He's come around the corner. Not enough time to defuse by Pronax. So smart. And Olaf takes the opportunity to save the op and run on that. So that'll give them one more buy. FlipSid so close yet so far. JW so efficient.
The patience from JW. He realized once the smokes are in, they weren't going to see him, so he didn't reveal his position. It's an AWP against a rushing T side. You know there's rifles all through that lineup. So what you do is you wait for the perfect time to strike. Wait until your teammates can force the crossfire. It was also good. Olaf gets the kill on Simple. It was also good by Schneider. Okay, wow, JW going bigger than World Edit has in the last couple of rounds. His AWPs of targets have been perfect. Now, but in that previous round, Schneider pushed up very quickly. Markelov? Okay, he's going to get some good revenge. Gets the AWP. Because he did that, they realized the fact the A push was coming, and that's the reason why the call was made to move to A.
And I mean, let's go back around. Let's say that they actually got JW on the way in the site. He doesn't get those 2 kills. They get in, they get the bomb down, they hold everyone out. Then you're looking at a very different situation because you're looking at what is now 9-4 going the other way because it would have been Fnatic on the eco. So you would have had 2 more rounds for FlipSid. I mean, that's just the game of Counter-Strike right there. 1 round makes all the difference, and now it's going to be a lot harder for FlipSid on the next half. They've still got 2 rounds to close this out, potentially at 9-6, but they're going to have to use 5 AKs against the 2 ops that we've seen do huge work. For Fnatic, this time it's actually only going to be 2 middle. Schneider's over at B, but he's pushed up behind the box, so as soon as they come around and don't check that, he's going to have them.
Yeah, but the plant's coming towards the A. Like they, wait, did he just throw the bomb on top of the boost? Oh, no, it's on the ground. He's just watching towards the boost. Markelov's already pulling back. I don't think they want to go for A this time around. They're close for it, but it's the fact that Simple and Blade, they're waiting for an early pick. For the first time in a long time, Schneider not pushing up through B. All about the patience for him. And Markelov, no, he's come back to Squeaky. Peeking around the corner. Olaf. Okay, there's their first flash. Leave Schneider. Go towards the car. The smokes are already coming in. JW as well as Pronax. JW going for the initial shot. And he's going to get it too. He's up so high. He's able to see over the smoke, taking the second frag. But on 18 HP, he's going to be a little bit more defensive. But with support from Flusher on Catwalk, the bomb's in the open. Simple, that last floater at the back. He runs over, but all in vain. Will be dropped, and Fnatic now 10 rounds to 4 going into our last round of the first half of our last map.
And now that we're seeing Fnatic firing on all cylinders, they're not asleep. I gave FlipSid credit in the first map. They played great, but obviously Fnatic gave them a lot of room to work with. Now we're seeing where FlipSid's weaknesses are, just little things. Again, overlooking JW on the way into the site, not being able to get early picks, leaving the bomb back in positions when they are going for takes.
Pronax, now's the time for him to go
and
big.
Again, look, they don't take anyone mid, so they're going to have this flank behind them.
Oh, Pronax! Picking up 3. Simple was able to bring down JW. And the only thing the FlipSid can do, because they know they're not going to get into A, they're going to run back over to B. Blade just leg it. Because no one's on B, and I think now Fnatic have realized, wait, we rotated everyone over here. Schneider's pulling back, taking down Simple in the mid, but Blade, he'll be able to get the bomb down. The chance of him holding this is almost nothing. But it's one last hurrah. He may as well. It's the last round of the first half. So Schneider probably should wait until his teammates are going to get here. And in fact, here they come in. Flusher with the CZ. Finishes the job. So we have 11 rounds to 4 in favor of Fnatic going into the second half. But this was the wait. He only had 15 bullets left in that AK, and they all walked in. It's like nobody looked at Tractor.
And again, same thing with JW. So, and I apologize, I kind of drug on my point a little bit into the action there, but it's those little things that are making the difference for FlipSid. They've got so much potential. They just need to clean up on those very, very fine details. Just, who's your entry man? Okay, first guy in doesn't need to check every angle. He needs to get into the site, push in, and create a boundary that you're going to hold. Your second man needs to walk in and check every other angle he hasn't checked. And that's where I wasn't sure who it was. I'm not sure who it was in that specific case right there with Pronax. But if one guy goes with tunnels directly toward quad, if he's going to go in and find that first kill, your second guy's got to come in and look at the void.
Yep.
Because if he doesn't, then you're both past him, and he's got 2 easy kills.
All 3 of them just basically walked to the same location. It's like, we've got to get to the back of the site. But at the same time, they had that same situation 2 rounds before that, where they try to battle from the back of the site. They're basically walking over the top of each other. They line themselves up, so your accuracy is obviously going to improve because the meat targets become even bigger.
And again, I don't blame it on that first player, because if he slows down to check every angle, you're giving a lot of time to rotators where you're not establishing a presence inside the site. It's your second man in that needs to check those. Blade's a great in-game leader, but they need to clean up those little bit of things. And obviously, FlipSid hasn't really been in this iteration of the roster for much more than 3. I would even say it's less than 3 months if I look back. We're getting deeper in the year. Time flies, but it's about 3 months. So they still got a little bit to work on. But here comes the pistol round, and look at...
Simple. This is going to be big for him.
Yeah, look at this boost over mid, but Simple's just sitting there. Catches out one. Olaf down already, and he's just going to wait. They know he's there, though, but low HP for Wonder. JW, and he's down and out.
They're on A. Flusha's got the bomb. He's going to at least get the plant down. He's blind as a bat. As Simple and Markelov make their way in. There shouldn't be too much trouble to pick off Flusha. So they shouldn't be. They still lose one. Schneider walking up behind World Edit. He's got Tech 9 in hand, but the diffuser's already started from Markelov, and it will be completed. So FlipSid will win the pistol round on CT half. But this also happened during their last half as well. And we know how that one went later on.
Oh, of course.
But how aggressive does Fnatic feel? Like they've had very little respect as far as saving up against FlipSid multiple times. And I'm already seeing 2 Tech 9s coming out.
And it caught them out on Inferno, but obviously they were a little bit asleep there too. So
it's the full buy.
Yeah, and we saw it on Mirage. They didn't even smoke off. They just took battles.
Yep.
So World Edit will smoke himself in early. Or rather, that was a decoy, my mistake. Sorry, the smoke will go out toward the garage.
It's a Fnatic push.
Naturally so. He's not
They
going to
don't want to contest mid at all. They're running 2 in through long, 2 in through main and Pronax. A bit of a late pusher in through main as well. But they got to bring down Bondic on the back. And they cannot do it. The famous crossfire is really nice here from FlipSid. Olaf is at least able to get one out the back corner, but they've all taken so much damage. The plant to drop, and they do have it down. But the money expended in order to get that plant, I don't know if you can really... In fact, I'm not going to say it's worth it. Because both M4s are still held for FlipSid, and they will take the defuse.
Definitely. I mean, the good news is they do get that bomb down. This starts to build their economy. The problem is it didn't come on round 1, so they didn't anticipate that. They didn't go for a full save, so they're going to have to wait one more. Actually,
again.
Here we go. This is what we're talking about. This is the disrespect. We're not going to call it disrespect, but not having the same caution that you would toward Virtus Pro or NiP. They're going to go for this really early buy.
It's self-confidence. Like, if the self-confidence is warranted or not, that's up to the players to decide. But they're coming again towards A. Bondic is the man who has to hold on the side. He's got support very close in from Blade this time around. As Flusha floating on the B. He's managed to bring World Edit over. So there's only 2 players defending. In fact, World Edit's just flittering in between the mid. In fact, he's going to move up through the S-bend. Let's see if there's anyone peeking. Looks like a time push from Fnatic. JW looking for the initial frag, spamming out that Tech 9. Now World Edit is moving over. But do they want to stay here? I kind of feel like they shouldn't. Because you're still having to get into the site. You have to enter the site up against World Edit's AWP. But if you're going to move over to B, you've got to move pretty soon. Schneider is dropped. They do get a trade-off over on Bondic. But Simple and Markelov are moving back up through mid. Flusha waiting at the box. Simple doesn't know he's there. Now he will, as Flusha gets the frag. Olaf getting boosted over. Markelov still looking to control up mid. He'll take out one with Olaf. He'll take out the second with Flusha. And Pronax onto the site. And again, we'll go for this plant. Costly one at that. And they'll get the defuse once again, FlipSid. Consecutive rounds coming their way. The money bonus is starting to increase for Fnatic.
Well, this is, again, Inferno ×2, where they'll buy out early. Now they're forced back to save. They're just gifting FlipSid with these rounds. The difference is they've already got a lead in this case. They're not 7 rounds behind for it. So we'll see double up already. World Edit. Markelov picked it up, but I think he's passed that off. Yeah, there it is. It's on to Simple. And I'm very curious to see if they're going to go to a similar approach to how Fnatic used it by having one on each side or no, one toward mid. And that's the way they've done it in the past. So World Edit's in mid, Simple's at B. They're going to hold standard rifles at A.
Where they get the pick. JW's trying to spam up against him. Simple's going to go down. Flushed with the early frag on B, and it's forcing World Edit to move up into heaven. While the rest of Fnatic are getting ready to also breach onto A. Markelov's already taken a fall. Bit of a trade-off now coming in as World Edit is able to bring down Flusha. FlipSid, they're in. Schneider with the early kill. Blade, oh, he's so close. He sees JW on the edge of the smoke. So the plant's going to go down. I love trying to keep it as exposed as possible so you can protect that from A main.
Oh, good play by Blade up and over. Olaf down. This gives World Edit a good chance to hold position with that op. Just hold the angle and let World Edit, or pardon me, Blade do the work to find him, and that's exactly what happens. So they'll get this and the defuse, and now we're at 11-8.
Schneider needed that smoke to last just a second longer, so maybe he could have reached the ticketing booth. But it took so long to get there, and Fnatic, they keep buying every single round. They keep getting the plant down, so they're finding the money to keep this economy, this purchase is working. But at the same time, FlipSid, man, their bank is not as big as I thought it was. I actually thought they had a lot more money up their sleeve.
Single op as a result of it, too. So World Edit is going to have to play smart again. He's going to play that hyper, but JW
so
pushes directly through the smoke.
Yeah, World Edit can't hit him if he can't see him. And JW got himself to the edge of the smoke so he could see up to the vents. Which means there is a bit of a hole over on B, but the way to make up for that is by having both Blade and World Edit watch the mid. So they can move to either site quickly. World Edit, in fact, already moved over to A. They're expecting FlipSid to come here. The bomb is still sitting inside the garage.
That one smoke that Flusha just threw, though, pulls Blade back just a little bit, so he's going to head back towards Z. And they're setting up in Big Garage. I think they actually want to try and pinch up Highway. Blade's out of position for that if that's the case. He's going to have to get back, and he's not. He's heading toward Heaven B, so Bondic and World Edit are about to find themselves in a world of pain.
Yeah, that they are. World Edit needs to get this opening frag. Olaf is in a horrible, horrible position. He needs a smoke or a flash to get him out of this one. And in fact, World Edit's already managed to pick up JW.
Flusha caught out Blade, though. That was a huge play as he pushed through Z. So that was your rotator down, and Markelov suddenly alone. Great presence in mid. Late, mind you, but great presence from Fnatic.
That is also giving that AWP over Schneider, showing that he is also capable of wielding that AWP. The Fnatic now 12-8. What do we even get up from FlipSid? Money is a little tight. They got something to buy up, but it looks like they're going to try an eco on this round. Yeah, just a couple of pistols. So just a pistol round for them, not a full eco. But it may as well because they don't have any nades, they don't have any armor. They got nothing. So this is all about getting as many weapons out of the hands of Fnatic as possible and potentially saved into their own. Bondic, careful. Other side, he's got a little bit of support. Blade copying a little bit of spill damage there. And Olaf, he's the man getting that breach. Takes out two. Looking for the third over at the door. Schneider. Locked in. And here's that move up from Olaf. Claiming his third for the round. The last one left over at Checkers. A clean round for Fnatic. Not a single weapon lost. Not a single weapon save for FlipSid.
Still money had, though, for FlipSid. So they'll come out, but they won't be able to get two ops from this. They'll only get the one. They
also don't have really strong weapons. Like you got two M4s and two FAMAS there, up against the 4 AK AWP from Fnatic.
And I wonder, it's been very obvious that World Edit's been playing directly in mid to start off the round. I'm wondering if JW wants to take this fight directly against him. He's heading toward A main. Okay, I thought they might go for a boost. He's not. So they want A, and they want it fast.
Yeah, they're moving really, really quick. For a buy round, they're going to slow it down. Bondic as well as Blade here. Simple's feeling a little bit of pressure from Flusha as well over on the B site. Try and drag that extra defender over. Well, they're still watching from mid. Schneider. Well, he's the first casualty of war here for Fnatic. So off. Trying to clean up Tractor. No one's there. Bondic is well back on the A site. So is Blade. And Simple watching up through that vents. He knows there's no one moving up through mid. You can hear a lot of the movements as well of Fnatic. JW, where's that opening frag? Well, looks like he just went for it. Missed it. Bondic isn't giving him the line of sight for it. But they have to make a move. 38 seconds left on the clock. Flashbang, JW and Olaf, they don't want to move while they can't see. There's that pick in mid, so Flusha. They've lost their mid supporter. Their only choice right now is to enter. Either that or you save your weapons. They're going to boost up, in fact. Up and over to try and find the opening. Well, Edit scouts it out, though. Back from the truck, finds his second pickup. And that is going to mop up the Fnatic lineup. That means second AWP Can they get there in time? No, they actually didn't pick up the secondary op.
I'll give credit for being clever. I'll say that was clever from Fnatic to try and boost up and over and think that they had that much time to do it. But good read by World Edit to sit back and not fall into that. So 13-9, we're not out of the woods just yet. Keep in mind, this is game 3. If all of a sudden FlipSid can start building some momentum, of course, we do see double ops going back out on the T side. Start to build a little bit of momentum, start to break the economy. They win this, they force them back. They win the next, we're at 2 rounds the difference. This could be an upset just based on the fact that Inferno, Fnatic didn't really show up. Olaf, though, up and over. There's your boost. That's World Edit down. He spots another one. He can't get the shot just yet, but it's an easy one. As Simple has no angle to answer him. Finally, Blade puts Olaf down, but look at the response. They instantly pop out on him, and now they're going to go through the vents. And Markelov's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, they realize with only 2 defenders, Markelov and Bondik are already pulling back together. Schneider unable to get the advantage on Bondik. But because Markelov also pulled back, it means he's opened up the B site for the rest of Fnatic. They'll move in, they'll get the plant. And this looks like an exit frag plus save for FlipSid. That means they find themselves in a really rough position, however. Is Markelov going to come in for this? Bondik's moving over. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, they do want to try and contest this. Well, that lasted long. Bondik's at the bottom of heaven at the moment. He's at least able to get the kill on Flusher. With JW with the AWP and the AK on Pronax, it's going to be big if Bondik can get this. He's managed to take out one. Only one more left. Comes in with a pistol, and he does it!
Oh my goodness.
He actually takes it!
This is the round I'm talking about. So now they've taken this. They just invested back into a double up. FlipSid break them. Now they're looking, this is looking really good now. This is actually giving FlipSid a massive chance. That round by Bondik could not have come at a better time. He may only have 11 kills right now, as we can see. In fact, Simple with only 10, that's rare. But man, oh man, there's not 2 more kills in this game that meant more.
And the second he lost his teammate, I didn't think Bondik had what it took to get himself in.
They forced, though. Fnatic's still scary. They've got 3 AKs, and that, you know, 3 AKs for anyone is scary enough. For Fnatic, it's often more than enough. So we'll see if they can utilize them well. And as you said, it's already to be, and there's no one there. Bondik's up in mid. He can get in these vents quick, but Markelov's going to have to be brilliant.
Yeah, with that M4 already spamming through a little bit. He saw the feet.
Good fake by Schneider. That one smoke and a couple shots at A main hold everybody off, including Bondik, who didn't get inside the vent. So they've got B. They've got B.
Yeah, World Edit did rotate over pretty quickly, and Schneider, I'll wait for him. JW is going to hold the vents from one side. Now Schneider can open himself up. The bomb plant's only now just going down from Olaf. Simple's also moving up through the mid, so it's 5-on-5. Make that 4-on-4 as Trader McTrade trade. Markelov from up in heaven taking a little bit of damage and also giving as good as he's taking. Flusher gets rotating. It's really just tit for tat. But the CTs are back in the side until JW comes in with a Tech 9. And it really looked like FlipSid after a wonderful clutch in the 24th round, in the 23rd round. They come back in the 24th.
It was never going to happen once they gave up too much map control. Schneider did an excellent job of holding them over at the A site. As soon as they were into B, as soon as Bondik got pulled off of those vents and they established the presence, you're not going to retake against Fnatic with that many people in the site, a bomb down, and 3 AKs facing you. It came close. I'll give FlipSid credit, but man, oh man, Fnatic, like I said, 3 AKs for them is often more than enough.
This is full eco right now. Coming out from FlipSid, they're going to play for the overtime. It's the only thing they can do.
Again, the little things. Now we will be looking at 13-11 right now. Instead, it's 14-12 eco for FlipSid. Markelov's at least picked up this AK, but it's going to be match point for Fnatic after this. So they might have just done enough to get away in that last round. Schneider's going to collect the last kill. And it's all on the line. Series point for Fnatic to move directly into the winner bracket final.
Yeah, and that means they get themselves a matchup against TSM. That'll be the first match of tomorrow night. Oh, sorry, it's the second match of tomorrow night. Starting at 21 CET. The first match is Na'Vi versus the loser of this, which right now, unless FlipSid can find some magic here, it will be FlipSid. But they've got the bye. That ult from World Edit, it's brought FlipSid back from the brink before. And now needs to work pretty heavily in mid. The boost is coming up from Fnatic, and World Edit needs to find this early frag. As Fnatic, they're already going for their entry into A. JW got himself over and down into the mid. So World Edit unable to get that pick just yet. No casualties of war. But they pushed heavily onto the A side, but the B defenders, Simple and Markelov, are still here, and Fnatic are running the dummy play. They're going to boost themselves up through mid, and either go up through that highway ramp area, or consider going up through vents. And Olaf's making the move for the vent. World gets the kill on JW. So a quick entry into B. That's the plan from Fnatic. World still hasn't moved back. They've got 3 stacked on A. Simple. They need to get the early kill, and they've got it too. Flusher takes him down. The other CTs are moving over quickly. The Flusher, he's already mopped up B. World he's up in heaven, but Olaf's looking for him. World gets the kill. The bomb flies away from the hands of the planner. And Olaf puts in the very, very, very back corner.
Oh, Flusher pushed through. Careless. Bondic, easy kill. So now they've got a chance because
Schneider.
Blade's coming around. Oh, Schneider doesn't know he's there, or does he?
He does.
Oh, what a reaction shot. Turns it around, so Olaf closes it out. And there you go. Fnatic hold the site again. That time it looked like it was probable that they might try and get in. No way, not against Fnatic. So 16-10, they take map 3. They come back after a lackluster Inferno, and they go ahead and take over the winner bracket final position.
That they do. Really quality performance after map number 1. I think that's something which Fnatic is just going to brush off and say, you know what?
It's not a big deal. Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's an online match. They haven't played since ESL 1. They got aggressive on their buys early on. Great. Brush it off, like you say. It doesn't matter ultimately. Even if they had lost this whole series, I would have still expected them to come back. I never would expect them to lose this series, but I would have expected them to come back like Envious did. So they will
have to play tighter tomorrow. TSM is not going to give them an easy run. So they are going to have to play a lot tighter game.
And of course,
tomorrow.
TSM still has to await the winner between the Ukrainians. We're going to see Na'Vi FlipSid first. And if FlipSid hasn't had good success against Na'Vi lately. I would have thought they would have been closer, but it's been like 16-4.
Are you already assuming that TSM is going to drop down to the consolation final?
I'm going to assume it.
It probably will happen, but...
Yeah, I'm assuming. So, I mean, I'm assuming that it's going to basically come down. I think that if FlipSid played like they did tonight, they'll give Na'Vi a bit of work, but they haven't had good success against them. So it's all to play for still, but Fnatic's looking really good in the group. They woke up. Schneider was in. I don't know if we're going to see Crims again tomorrow night or not. I believe it was from illness tonight. I could be wrong. Chat can let us know. I never actually saw any official tweets or updates from him. I haven't really been searching it, but I'm pretty sure it was illness. There's a bit of a flu bug going around. Obviously, NIP was I think Get Right just made a tweet saying 4 of his players were sick this week, so everyone except for him. So it's definitely been being since ESL 1. There's been a little bit of a
plague.
bug.
It's the one thing you learn whenever you go to a LAN event. Wipe everything down, especially when you meet a lot of fans. You're
shaking hands. You're shaking hands. They're coughing. They're shaking hands. I never meet fans, so it doesn't. I don't really have any, so I don't know that experience. But I'll keep it in mind. Europe. Maybe I will.
You'll find a lot more, man.
Maybe. Hopefully.
They'll be out there. We're going to do the raffle because we were trying to show you the grid, but it seems it's just a little bit too small. And it's the giveaway for the StatTrak AK-47 Cartel. And who will be coming out?